Peter Keith. I belong to this church. This church belongs to me. So awesome to be here tonight. And last week, Pastor put it on me if I could say my testimony. The other day can't hear. Just nervous actually. I don't know why. It should be so natural saying your testimony because it belongs to you. It's yours. Nobody can take it away from you. Amen. So here we are tonight. We're praising and glory and giving testimonies. And I just wanted a few more songs under my belt so I could get some courage. But here we are in the cold face. Okay, here we start at the beginning. I come from a Catholic background. My mum and dad, good parents, come from a farming background also as well. And that was cool. It was cool. Just farming, go to town once in a blue moon. Back in the days, there was no need to go to town unless you needed something. Now we seem to just live in town in a way because the stores are sitting like moss. So I really knew how to work. I come from a Dutch and Swiss background, so you really knew how to work. And I used to prove to my dad by the blisters I had on my hands. And I just loved being on a slash. And I got a little bit older between my school years and trying to break in the bush down the gully, which was 50 acres because we were dairy farms. So, and I came back with blisters. I said, Dad, look, sort of thing. I was trying to get his praise, but I was going about it the wrong way. I should have just looked at him and, he's my dad. I don't have to prove it. And it's just like our Father in heaven. We don't have to prove it. We just got to be there. He sees everything that we were for. So dairying was going to be my lifestyle. But then I did 2 years of that, and I worked out that I was only getting probably $10 more a week than they were on the dole at that time. So I found out there was like a sharing scene, and sharing sheep. So I worked out that the harder you work, the more you make. When you're on a wage, you just don't make any more. You just get paid a certain amount. So for 10 years, that consumed me. So up until I was 15, I'll just take a little step back. I said my prayers every night. I don't know why. I didn't have this intimate relationship with God, but just knew that's what you sort of had to do. And then, but when I started getting these paychecks and got a license and sharing and you're your own master, then that sort of went out the door for a long period of time. So, but God works in mysterious ways, and that road was wide, was so wide. I had every opportunity, and every opportunity I blew it. I was honest, I worked, but then I took up this vice of drinking because as a sharer, a lot goes out and you've got to put a lot back in. And I was using the wrong people as my role models, the fighter, the drunkard, the fast sharer, the guy with his fist, everything. I was just using the wrong things to sort of what I wanted to be, and so I tried that a little bit and I found out that wasn't me, but I was a good shearer. I could go into a shed and I could retain the shed for the contractor, or the farmer was happy with my attitude, the way I shore them, tough sheep, clean, good shearing sheep, I shore them well, and I sort of got pride in it. So one day we had we were starting to get into your purple patch of shearing where you started doing a few personal records, and I carried a few. God gifted me, and there was a few sheds that I actually held a record for. Nobody had ever matched that record, little old me. And coming from a dairy background, and I had on the rafters, Peter kept an X amount of sheep in so many hours in a couple of sheds. And then I went up to a big man that was a really good shearer one Christmas Eve, because you're walking on the plonk, and I grabbed him by the scruff, and he was a big man. And I said, I'm going to get X amount of sheep next year. And he went, ho. He sort of laughed at me. And I was never a good shearer after that. I never reached that peak. I never got to excel because I started to get this pride in me. So I sort of left New Zealand, went over to Australia, and that's where I met my lovely wife. A lot of you may know her, Hillary. She's put out Hillary Law, and we lived life. We lived life to the max, just day by day. Money coming, money went out. There was no vision, there was no focus. And then we found out that Hillary was pregnant. Next one we had a little girl on the way, Ariana. And we come back home for a season. We shore there for a season, and Ariana was born in New Zealand. But then we went back to Australia. We thought that's where we were going to make our million. And we were 5 days away. In Australia, you only work 5 days over east. And you come back weekends, and then we had a nanny, and for 5 days you weren't seeing your little girl grow up. You know, she believed the nanny was a mother and not us, and we'd only have for two days of the week, or a day and a half, and we've got to go out again because it's so big travelling. And we didn't know our girl, the girl didn't know us. So I said, Hillary, you stay home now, be your mum at home, and I'll go out and do the shearing. But it wasn't right. So I was having a bit of a moment. The town, the drought's coming, and then when Shearers Isle, their own worst enemy, because the pub was in the town, it was called the Exchange Hotel, and they had the best name out, and it had a TAB, and it seemed to be open up 24 hours, even though it didn't have a late licence, but out the back they just do it all. So we were getting consumed in the wrong ways, and I just made a decision then that we've got to get out of this place. And I think there was a prompting of the Spirit to just say, you know, this isn't the lifestyle that I intend to do. So we come back home and work for an uncle on the dairy farm. That's when we started dairy farming again. And not knowing God was in all this. And then down the track, we're having our domestics, we're having this and that, and more children come on the scene. So for 8 years we weren't married. So at the present time, we've been married for 24 years. So from 90 to now, 8 and 24 is 32 being together. Hillary was 18 and I was 6 on that, 24. So we've known each other for the best part of our lives, really. And there's more to come. You know, we're only halfway here. So thank you, Lord. And so Hillary was searching. She was searching. She couldn't read or write or drive a car. It was amazing. But I didn't hold that against her or anything like it. I just loved it because Hillary was my Hillary. And God put me with her because there came a time I went to bring my mum. And I wasn't getting homesick, but I had a few issues. And Mum sort of went off at me on the other side of the phone. And all I wanted to say, Mum, you know, I wanted to just say, oh, I love you, son, I miss you. But it didn't come. But then as I got out of that phone box, something put on my heart that I was going to be Hillary's angel of protection. You know, you can say, oh, come on now. I've never heard that before. What do you think you are? I'm just me, I'm just Peter. I was rough, but I was ready for anything in life. But I didn't know what was going to entail. So in that time, me and Hillary being together, Hillary being sick, with, you know, sickness comes upon people in heaps of forms and shapes. We've got through that. We've got through, I had to wind in a marriage because we were working so hard that we were like ships in the night. And, you know, we just lost love in each other. But I knew that I was supposed to be her angel of protection. This is after we were married, because we made a covenant to the Lord that, you know, through sickness, rich or poor, all those things that, you know, we're going to stand strong in this. And I didn't want to be a statistic. And when my children grow up, at least I can say that we've held this through good and bad times. And if they have trouble, well, I can go and say, you know, the Lord got me through this because I was as weak as anything. I could have turned at any time, but I just knew that the Lord was in this. But I didn't know why. I still didn't have this relationship with the Lord. So Hillary started seeking church. And then I said, oh, well, it's good enough to her, it's good enough for me. So I gave my life to, we come back to New Zealand in 96. I gave my life to the Lord in 98. But it's only until 4 years ago that I've started to have traction. You know what I mean? You can go for so long, not knowing the Lord, but now he makes me cry. I walked in there and I just had to bow my knee because the song came on and we're so worthy. And I didn't want to come to tears or anything. But that's what God does. He softens your heart. He's been there all the time. He's got us through a lot of things. And I give him all the praise and all the glory. I could be here for 2 hours in the little things he's done. I'm not looking for the big things. It's the little things that's kept us together. which in these days is a big thing. Relationships mean so much to me. I've got a relationship with my Father in heaven. I've got a relationship with my wife, my children. I've got a relationship with my church. And when I'm by myself, I know Jesus in the midst of it all. When I'm on the farm, because we are dairy farmers, and that can sort of keep you isolated at times. And sometimes it's a struggle to get to church. But good old internet and YouTube and that I can grab it on the run when I'm eating my Weet-Bix in the morning. If I miss a Sunday and it comes out on Monday. So if you've got a hunger, there's a way to get God in your life. You know, don't say you just can't. Listen here, it's us to step forward to Jesus. He's just wanting us to step forward, okay? It's like knocking the door will open. Well, he's not knocking on the other side and you're sitting on this side, open it back to you. We're knocking and he's opening the door, you know. Seek and you shall find. He's certainly been a lamp to my feet. All these little basic gems in the Bible, you know, that are there. With a love our neighbour like ourselves. You know, at a time I was so prideful that, you know, I was sharing over in England, had an opportunity to go over there. You know, I'm still repeating to this day, there's a homeless man that come up and he just was having a bit of bread. We caught something on the run. We were doing some sharing and we just went into the big city of London. And this man came up and I just said, oh, bugger off, this is mine. How dare I? How dare I? That's how selfish I was. That's how self-centered I was. If the people know me now, I'm just like, it's been a 180. My wife says you give too much away. It's not ours to keep. It's not ours to keep. I've got I'm on a farm where I've been blessed. I just walk into this farm. I didn't have any certificates. I didn't have nothing on paper. I just had my hands to show. And I've been here for 20 years on a handshake. I've got a massive boss, location. I'm allowed to work the farm by myself. It's been blessing after blessing after blessing. I can only get that back to God. And there's going to be a time He's going to release me from the farm and just look out, world. Just look out, world. I'm just waiting for that time. Amen. So all the praise and the glory.
We can listen to testimonies like that for hours. Sister Bree?
I'm nervous.
We're family.
Pardon?
We're family.
Yeah. Trying to spot my husband over here. Just making sure you got here. Okay. Hi, I'm Brianna, and I have been a part of the Alphen Baptist for maybe, I'm going to say a year now. And I've been blessed to be part of the night worship team as well, and just recently been blessed with the opportunity to play the keyboard with the night worship with absolutely no experience. But yeah, so my walk with Christ started in 2020, and I like to talk about that year because that is the year that God has literally changed my life. Yeah, so my walk with Christ over the last couple of years has grown miraculously. Before coming to Christ, I was very much living for the world. I had many addictions and had many battles with mental health. And at that time in my life, I thought it was the normal way of living. And as I compared my life to others around me, I felt like I was on the right track. From an early teenager, I was in the drinking and partying scene. I was a full-time smoker, and but God had different plans for me. From a young age, singing is something I've always enjoyed doing, and God has blessed me with the opportunity to sing for His kingdom, opposed to singing for the world. So that's a blessing. When I met my husband, when I met Dave, we were only dating for a short amount of time before coming to the Lord, and we wanted to be obedient in our faith and get married. So we have been married now for coming up 2 years, and that's been an amazing journey. So in 2020, I gave my life to the Lord, got engaged and married, and not long after I got baptized with my husband, and it's been a lot of miraculous things that the Lord has done for me. I haven't touched alcohol in over a year. I don't smoke. There's just been so many things. That's a little insight to my journey with Christ, and I'm happy for anyone to talk to me after service if you want to have a catch up and talk more in detail. But that's my mind is that's me.